Majum, which means to stand. Wapunyakudam, which means to rise and face the east. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwithka, Thaba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayan, Salaki, Hayah, Aisha, Baharatazah, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lacham, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Chabawath Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Chabawath Yanawa, Wala'ah, Thabi'ah Nawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashaya Nawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Waha'ala, Wahataparath, La'awalamyam, Aman. In the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. Hachak, the power. In the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ukusha, Nathalanawa, Hachak, La'apa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazariah, Hakak, Lahakwim, Hamathium, Hakak, Awakawaf, Hatama'ala, Lagarashun, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Thawad Amun. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Harim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al-Yanawam, Shemaraka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashun, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemaraka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaraka, Wayarach, Balayalah, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rad, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaafka, Wabu'aka, Ma'itha, Wa'ai, Iwalam, Aman. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Damayalaka, Salaki. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Damayalaka, Al-Thacharash, Wa Al-Tashakwat, Al-Kayahana, Awayabyaka, Yahamayawan, Wa Mashanayaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Al-Aimaka, Ya'irayamwa, Sawad, Wayataya Tazawa, Al-Tazapawanyaka, Amorwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magoya, Wala'ah, Yazakar, Shem Yasha'ala, Iwad, Kaya, Nawa'ai Tazawa, Salakia. Wanakakidam, Magoya, Wala'ah, Yazakar, Shem Yasha'ala, Iwad, Kaya, Nawa'ai Tazawa, Lab, Yachadwa, Alyaka, Boryaf, Yakarathwa, Ahalia, Adawam, Wayashama'alium, Mawa'aba, Wahagorium, Gabal, Wa'amawan, Wa'amalak, Palashaf, Aim Yashabia, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zorawai, Labanyalawat, Salah, Aisha, Lahum, Kamadian, Kasayasara'a, Kayabian, Banachal, Koyashwan, Neshamadwa, Ma'ayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shayathamwa, Nadayatmawa, Ka'ira, Wakazaaba, Wakazabach, Wakatazalmanai, Kalasayakamwa, Ashar, Amowa, Salakia, Amowa, Nayarash, Nayarashah, Salakia, Nayarashah, Lanawa, Af, Na'awath, Alahayim, Alahayah, Shayathamwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Lapanyaracha, Ka'ash, Thaba'ira Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Thalahat, Haryam, Khan, Thawadatma, Basa'iraka, Wabasawapathka, Thabahalam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahalwa, Ayai, Wayahaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shemka, Yahweh, Labadka, Al-Yawan, Al, Kal, Salaki, Al, Kal, Ha'aratazah, Amun. Psalms 83 in English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kishon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeb, yea, all their princes, as Zabah, and as Zamunah, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So be it. Blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Matazab Yah, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapium, Ha Saranyim, Ha Quantazayanyim, Ha Kaliyalyim, Wa Akwafian, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, the Wada Amun. In the English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. The prayer of the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations, and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Egyptology, Aryan Nation, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always, so be it. The prayer to bless Israel, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Barak Lanawa, Wayasha'ala, Wahab, Bayaf, Saparim, Barak, Rapah, Magun, Hagun, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Thawad Amun. What we said in English was, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Sar, which means to turn. Yeshabi, which means to be seated. Okay, we're going to be picking up where we left off, which is the book of Numbers, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pulling up my Blue Letters Bible right now, so just bear with me, Baba Kushah. But we're in the book of Numbers, and when I get there, I'll be able to tell you just what chapter and verse. So just bear with me. All right. If you don't, you can download the Blue Letter Bible app, the King James Version Bible app, just to read in English. But of course, the Blue Letter Bible has the Hebrew, the Syrian Hebrew, and the English. You understand? And that's where I'm going now, not the app, but the website. The website is Tawab 2, the Blue Letter Bible website, if you have access to internet. Okay? So right now, we're in the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You understand? The Passover, give the Most High a hand. Alright? Because the Lord's Passover down in Houston, Texas, at the BH Ranch last week, on the 24th of April, was absolutely outstanding. You understand? Like, give the Most High another strong-handed hand for just how he laid it down thick down there in Houston, Texas. You understand? All the brotherhood, the sisterhood, it came together, man. It was wonderful. It was absolutely glorious, and you had to be there. You understand? Kangaroos and horseback riding, fishing for the kids. They had a bull, mechanical bull for the children. But more importantly than all the events, the coming together of Israel was the main thing. Like, that was the most important thing. That's what a heavy topic that I probably will go in. If you join us tonight at sundown, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, of course, will be over at sundown. So we'll have a class tonight, another Sabbath service, but a class nonetheless, like this class. You understand? But I'll go into it more in depth this evening at sundown. Of course, same place, same time, same location here in Norfolk, Virginia. Online if you're online. But man, let me tell you something, man. Like, that's what it's all about. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians coming together. Like, that's what it's always been about. That's what coming out of Egypt was about. The whole reason we was able to get out of Egypt was because we came together as a nation of people. You understand? And that's what is so heavy about the Passover, which is the greatest act of love anybody could display. And the Most High God, our power, did that night. You understand? When all the Egyptians were screaming and hollering and dying, when Horus couldn't help them and Imhotep couldn't help them, we came together on that night on one accord under the same authority and power. One man wasn't a Muslim and the other man was a Christian. We came tonight under the same one body. You understand? The same one body, one faith, and one baptism. And we got the hell up out of Egypt thanks to the Most High God. Our power. Like, give the Most High another strong-handed hand for the love that he has displayed on the night of the Passover. Now we in the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You get my point? And tonight, of course, at sundown will be the breaking of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. But as of right now, we still, of course, have to eat unleavened bread. And that's why we have it here on the table for the showbread is unleavened bread, right? That's a law, right? That's what we've been going over this whole entire week. All these 7 days, the span of 7 days, the Feast of Unleavened Bread breakdowns. You know, we've been getting into it, that whole Old Testament. Even in the New Testament, Paul talked about it in the book of Romans about how one lump of leaven will leaven the whole entire congregation or the whole school, right? And that's what Passover is there to show you. The Feast of Unleavened Bread is here to show us, to get rid of all, not just physical leaven out your house, that too, but the leaven, purge the leaven out of yourself, right? So you won't be an arrogant, proud bastard like the Christian church, all right? So right now we go into the book of Numbers. Let's see. I believe the last place we left off in Numbers before the Passover was Numbers chapter 3. Okay. But seeing as how that we're in the Feast of Unleavened Bread, we're going to go to the Feast of Unleavened Bread, right? I'm going to read it in the Hebrew and in the English, of course. So just bear with me. If you haven't already, make sure you sign in. You put your name and sign in the group chat on all social media websites, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Periscope. Make sure you signing in if you're watching, all right? Okay, so this is a heavy breakdown. So we're going to go to Exodus chapter 12. All right, go to Exodus chapter 12. Right, we'll pick up with Numbers next week. After the Feast of Unleavened Bread, it will be the Feast of First Fruits. You understand? So mark your calendars. We're going to go to Exodus, the 12th chapter. The 12th chapter. All right. All right, we're going to start from verse 1. All right. I'm trying to see something. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to see something. Okay. It's weird, but no sweat. Okay, we in Exodus, the 12th chapter, verse 1. Wa'amar Yahweh al Mashah Wa'al Salakia Aharon, that's Aaron. Salakia had a brain freeze. But Ratazah Matazarayam La'amar, verse 2. Hakadash Hazahah Lakam Ra'ash Chadashim Ra'ashwan Hawa'ah Lakam Lakadashya Salakia Hashanah, verse 3. Salakia Deborah al Kal Idaf Yasharala La'amar Ba'ishar Lachadash Hazahah Wayakwak Salakia. Wayakwakawa, Wayakwakawa, Kawa, Lahama, Ayash, Shah, Labayath, Abatha, Shah, Labayath. Verse 4, Wa'ama, Wa'ama, Yama'ita, Habayath, Mahayath, Mashah, Walakwak, Hawa'ah, Washa Kanwa, Washaknawa, Hakwar, Al, Bayathwa, Bamakasaf, Kapash, it's not right, Kapash, Ayash, Labia, Akalwa, Akalwa, Thakasawa, Thakapawa, Al, Hashaha. All right, verse 5. Shaha, Thamayam, Zakar, Bun, Shana, Yahaya, Lakam, Man, or Mana, Hakabashim, Wamana, Wamana, Ha'izarium, Thakwachawa, verse 6. Wahaya, Lakam, Lamashmarath, Id, Arabai, Ashar, Yawam, Lachadash, Hazaha, Washachaz, Washachsua, Athwa, Kal, Quahal, Aidath, Yasha'ala, Bayan, Ha'irabium. Verse 7. Wala Kwahwa, Mana, Hadam, Wana Wanath Noah, Al Shathaya, Hamazarazath, Wa'il, Hamashakwa, Hamashkwawap, Al Habathayim, Ashar, Ya'akawa, Afwa, Bahama, or Baham. All right, 7 verses. Now we're going to start back at verse 1 in the English. Exodus chapter 12, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, verse 12, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months, which is what just passed, right? Like our oppressor and his foolishness and his arrogance, because he thinks he is the Most High God. He thinks he is God. He starts the damn new year in the dead of winter when nothing grows, nothing is new, everything is in the process of beginning over in the month of December, right? December 31st, January 1st on the earth, on the globe, it's winter. You understand? And it is absolutely foolish to start the new year in the winter because that's not new. You get my point? This is the Lord speaking to Moses or Masha and Aaron or Aharon. All right? I'm sorry, not Aharon, but Aaron. All right? This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Verse 3, speak ye. That first month of the year was what just passed, the Lord's Passover. You understand? That begins a new month, a new year. It's the spring. It's new. The flowers are blooming all across the earth. The trees are blooming and blossoming. New leaves are beginning to form. Like, that's the new year because everything is new. It only makes sense, right? It's common sense. It's simple. You understand? Verse 3, speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, and the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. Verse 4, and if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Verse 5, your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. Verse 6, and ye shall keep it unto the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. Verse 7, and they shall take of the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses, wherein they shall eat it. You understand? This is the Passover, which just passed. They're taking the lamb, of course, to put the blood. Once they kill it, they're going to use the blood to put over their doorposts. And this is not no spooky. Christians will make this to be some magical thing. The blood has power. No, that's not what saved Israel. What saved Israel is them following the orders of putting the blood on their doorposts. Because if you think about it, if Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, didn't listen to the Most High God, didn't spread that blood after they killed the damn lamb or goat, after they killed the lamb and they didn't put it on there and follow his orders, they would have died with the Egyptians. It took for them obeying the man of God, Moses. That's what Moses went down and gave those people, gave us the order from the Most High. We listened to the man that the Lord chose, and our life was safe because of that. And it is the greatest in world history. The Israelites escaping and fleeing Egypt due to their God, the God of their forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is the biggest story known to mankind. Because following the man of the Lord's orders, and that's very important to Christians to understand. The reason the Passover happened is not because of blood on the doorpost. That wasn't the reason. Because they followed the order to put blood on the doorpost. The blood had no ramifications. It was just following the orders of the Lord. The Lord could have told them to put a beetle or a locust on the doorpost, and they would have did it. They would have been saved. It's following the orders from the man, the Lord, that the Lord set up and established to lead his people. That's the whole problem with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We have a very ill problem following who the Lord set up to lead his people out of Egypt, out of modern day Egypt, which is Sodom, Gomorrah, and it's called America. Babylon, that's where we are now. And we have a problem following Commander Juliana, because Commander Juliana is the person, the man that the Lord chose to lead his people out of America. Just like thousands of years ago, Moses was chosen and risen up to lead his people, the Lord's people, out of the land of Egypt. The same thing. And we listened to Moses then, and we got the hell on out of Egypt, and we left our slavery then. We can do the same thing now, man. We can do the exact same thing now, but it takes us following orders and listening to what the Most High God said through who he chose to lead us out of this hell called America. You understand? Now I'm going to skip down to see. Okay, here we are. So verse 8. All right. So verse 8 to 14. All right. Exodus chapter 12, verse 8. Wa'akalwa, Af, Habashar, Balayala, Hazaha, Tazalaya, Ash, Salakia. Womatazawaf, Al, Mariam, yeah, Salakia. Ya'akal Hawa. Alright, verse 9. Al Kalwa Mama Nawa Mama Nawa Ka'a Wabashal Mabashal Bamayam Kaya Ama, yeah, Ama Alya Ash Ra'ashwa Al Korayawa Wa'al Korabwa. Verse 10. Wala'a Thawa Tharath Yua, no, Tharath Yurawa, Mama Nawa, Ide, Bakwar, Wahanathra, Mama Nawa, Ide, Bakwar, Ba'ash, the Sharakwa. Verse 11. Wakaka Fa'aklawa Athwa Mathanayakam Chagaryam Na'ayl Yakam Barag Yakam Wamakwalkam Bayadkam Kalthum, Athwa, Bacha Pazawan, Pasach, Hawa'ah, Layahawa. Verse 12, Wa'aibarthya, Ba'arataza, Matazarayim, Balayala, Hazahah, Wahakayafya, Kal, Bakaror, Ba'arataza, Matazarayim, Ma'adim, Salakia, Ma'adam, Wa'aid, Bahama, Wabakal, Alahaya, Matazarayim, Aisha, Salakia, Shephatayim, Anya, Yahweh. Verse 13, Wahaya, Hadam, Lakam, La'af, Al, Habathayim, Ashar, Atham, Shum, Wara, Salakia, Wara, Ayathoya, Wara, Ayatha, Af, Hadam, Wapa Salakia, Wapa Sachthia, Al-Kam, Wala'ah, Yahya, Bakam, Nagab, Salakia, Nagab, Lama Shachyath, Lama Shachyath, Bahakafya, Ba'arataza, Matazarayim. Verse 14, Wahaya, Hayawam, Hazahah, Lakam, Lazakorian, Salakia, Lazakorian, Wa'agathim, Wa'agathim, Wacha, Salakia, Wachagathim, Wachagathim, Afwa, Chaga, La Yahweh, Ladarath Yikum, Hakwak, Salakia, Hakwath, Iralam, Thachagawa. Alright, this is the last 7. So let's go back up and read them in English. Exodus chapter 12, verse 8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire, and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Verse 9. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the purtenance thereof. Verse 10. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. Verse 11. And thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord, it is the Most High's Passover. Verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt. Now this is what you have to think about when it comes to obeying God. When it comes to obeying the power of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and all of the slaves that had to be murdered in this filthy, disgusting cesspool of a country. Think about the power that loves us, man. Think about the world calls us Negroes and speaks in bywords and proverbs. But think about royalty and the prince of the power that the Most High calls us and that He believes that we are. If we show it, if we obey the Lord, if we do what the Lord says to do, this is what is going to happen. This is what happened over 6,000 years ago. You understand, to the Egyptians. Salaki, to the Egyptians. The Lord, He killed another nation of people just for us, for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, for the slaves, for the children of slaves that's on crack, that's on heroin, that have more abortions than the next 3 nations combined, than the leader of the AIDS, than the leader of all STDs, of heart disease and heart failure, who's in the slums and the ghettos and the barrios, who's got pushed on reservations in their own land. Think about, these are the people that the Lord loves, that He cares for and He dies for, man. That he cares for and He killed, not dies for, but He killed a whole entire nation just for these people on the bottom in America, for these people on the bottom in Brazil, for these people on the bottom in Argentina, to Chile, to the Native Indians, the Seminole Indians in Florida and Mississippi and Bama, to the Negroes, the Haitians, the Jamaicans. Think about the Lord that loves us, man, and that He killed an entire nation of people to save us. All because we obeyed what the man of God said to do. That's all the reason. Because the Lord loved us so much. The Lord rose up Aaron and Moses. And Moses was the man, the man. He was who the Lord talked to and spoke to. And he went and told Aaron, man, this is what the Lord said. Go tell the children of Israel this. This is what the children of Israel need to hear. And we did what we were told to do. And because we did that, man, the Lord killed another nation of people just so we could live and be free. You understand? Just so we can be separate and live in our own kingdom. You understand? With our own rules, our own laws, where women don't have to be called out their name by Asians when they go into an Asian or Arab store, where Arabs don't come in our neighborhoods and set up businesses and steal all of our money and molest and steal our children so they can sell them back on the black market, back to their homelands. So no other nation can come in here and rape and sexually abuse our men and our women and our children. So our children and our women will be safe. Think about a land of our own that the Lord had to kill another nation for just so we can get to, man. Like, that's how much the Lord our God loves us. But if we don't do what He says do, then all of it will be for naught. The Lord ain't coming back to a people who's on crack and heroin. You get my point? He's not coming back to a people that's still going to be in the slums and ghettos. He gave us the blueprint, and all we have to do is do what the man of the Lord says for us to do. And that man of God is commanding Juriana, give him a hand for the Lord's 52nd annual Passover, man. It just passed. You understand? Like, that was all through His doing. You get my point? Because, of course, don't nothing go down in Israel without His say-so. He is the man that the Lord our God set up to lead us out of this hell, man. And that is what's going to happen. And it's what's happening right now in the Israelite School UPK under Commander Juriana. We are doing the work of the Lord. The same thing they did 6,000 years ago, just simply following orders. By saying, Khan, I don't want Khan. Yes, Lord, yes. By just saying yes and submitting your will to somebody else's will. To do what somebody else wants you to do. You understand? That's what we did 6,000 years ago. You understand? And this is what the Lord said. For I will pass through, in Exodus chapter 12, verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite. What is smite? Smite means to kill, to destroy, utterly, all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment, man. I am the Most High. This is what the Lord told us, man. This is what the Lord told Moses to tell the nation of Israel. That He is going to kill, He is going to utterly destroy the nation that had their foot on our necks for years, for thousands of years, for hundreds of years. It's like how this oppressor has had his foot on our neck for the past 4 centuries, man. Now, what are you willing to give up and what are you willing to do in order to get the justice that the Most High God wants us to get, that we deserve out of the hands of our God, our power, Yahweh in the Hebrew? What are you willing to give? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? You have to stop eating pork. You got to stop listening to the Christian church. You got to stop being Muslim and Christian. And you got to stop trying to follow your own will and simply submit what you want to do for the will of somebody else. That's all it takes, man. For you to say, Khan, I don't want Khan. For you to stop thinking for yourself and start allowing some man of God to think for you, to tell you what to do, to tell you what to eat. That's all it takes, man. That's what happened over 6,000 years ago. And this is what the Lord did for us to be free. So we can go into a land of our own kingdom, with our own inheritance, where we don't have to worry about somebody trying to come up and come into the neighborhood and molest our women and children, steal them like they do on them reservations every damn day, and then nobody knows anything about it, and you don't hear anything about them. Imagine that being your little girl, your little son, or your family member, your niece or nephew that goes missing, and nobody gives a damn. Well, this is what the Lord did for us, so we don't have to encounter those issues anymore. We have a land of our own now. Well, listen, man, if you want to get out this hell called America, called Haiti, which is literally the translation is hell, if you want to get out of the hell holes that we have been put into through subjugation and slavery, well, then we got to start obeying the Most High God. You got to start listening to Commander Juniana, who is the man that the Lord set up for us to get out of the hell that we're in. You understand? Let me keep reading. Verse 13. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you, when I smite the land of Egypt. Verse 14. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it as a feast, Salakia, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Most High throughout your generations. Now, this right here is very important, especially for new brothers and sisters that come into the truth. The reason we celebrate the high holy days in the Bible, because we are not only ordered to, but we are ordered to keep them throughout our generations forever. That's what we just said. That's what I just read. That's what the Bible just said. The Bible just said, keep it a feast to the Most High throughout your generations. That means all the time. Throughout your generations means every generation you have. This is a new generation, the generation under us, meaning you're supposed to teach the generations under you to keep these high holy days, not these so-called holidays that our oppressor has forced us to believe in, like Christmas and Thanksgiving. Those are not in the Bible. But the Passover, the Lord's Passover, that's in the Bible for us to keep. The Feast of Unleavened Bread, that's in the Bible for us to keep. You understand? The Feast of Purim, the Feast of Hanukkah, the Feast of First Fruits, those are in the Bible for us to keep throughout our generations. The Sabbath day to keep it holy, those are in the Bible for us to keep throughout our generations. That's why we continue to do it and practice it, because it's something crazy to Christians to do that. Meanwhile, we've been keeping Christmas for as long as we've been slaves, and Thanksgiving for as long as we've been slaves in America. You understand? So it's not crazy. What's crazy is us actually following the Most High God and what He said do. Because until the Isupk, there wasn't people who did that on the level the Isupk does that. You understand? We do it every year. We get it on. We do what the Lord tells us to do. We listen. We submit our will. We absolutely say F whatever we want to do. And we just listen to whatever the man of the Lord, who is Commander Juliana, what he tells us to do. And we do it, man. And we are safe. You understand? We don't die at the hands of cops. You understand? We don't get pulled over and beat the hell up, because we do what the hell we told to do, man, by the orders of the Most High God. Right? That's how simple life is. It's not hard. We don't eat pork, don't eat shrimp, don't have sex with whores, don't go out there committing adultery, having sex with other nations of women, having unlawful sex. We don't do any of that garbage. We don't celebrate Christmas and keep the Lord and keep Christmas or Thanksgiving. We keep the Lord's Passover. We keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You understand? We have brotherhood. You get my point? These are just a few of the things, man, that is the reasons why we're safe. Because we obey the Lord, our God. You understand? Just like we did 6,000 years ago to get free from Egypt. All right? Verse 15. Salakia. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. This is a law to keep it forever. There you go. You understand? You got to keep it. There's no choice. You have no say in the matter. You have to do it. We got to eat this unleavened bread. We got to do it once a year for 7 days. This year it fell during this week. So from last Saturday to this at sundown to tonight, to this evening sundown, you got to eat you have to eat unleavened bread. You understand? 7 days. Here we go. Verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even for the day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the seventh day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. There you have it, man. You understand? We do what the hell we told to do. You get my point? Because we are gravely afraid of the consequences. Because we actually love our people. Because we actually in the UPK want to see us get out of Egypt, out of Sodom and Gomorrah, out of Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon. We want to get the hell out of here and get our people out of here. So you know what we do? We eat a piece of unleavened bread for 7 days. You understand? That's what we're going to do. We're going to keep the Passover. We're going to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We're going to keep the Feast of Purim. We're going to not have sex with whores. We're going to not eat pork and shrimp and crab and lobster. We're going to not do what other nations do and envy our oppressor. We're going to have brotherhood. We're going to go to he and thee alone. These are the things that's going to get us the hell out of here, man. Or else, if you're tired of seeing Trayvon Martins and the George Floyds and the Philando Castiles, don't do it, man. But if you're tired and sick of being in hell in America, then you should get or in Haiti or Brazil or Mexico or Argentina to Chile or the UK or Canada. You understand? Excuse me, then don't do it. But if you're tired of this hell that we live in, man, being so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, then do what the hell you told to do. Do what the Bible says to do. Keep the laws, keep the ordinances, keep the holy days, and then you know what? Maybe, just maybe, Christ is going to crack that sky with those 200 million angels and save our life. The same way the Lord killed the firstborn of everything living in the land of Egypt over 6,000 years ago, man. You know, you take a choice. You know, make your election sure. That's what the Bible says, and I clearly have. You get my point? I will advise any so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian that's listening, that's under the sound of my voice, that you hear this tape, you see this video, get into the UPK, get into the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge under Commander Juniana. Start at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Get up under here, man. Get up under the protection and authority of the Most High God, or else, you know what? The next Philando Castile, the next George Floyd, the next Sandra Bland just might be you. You understand? I mean, I couldn't put it more plain than that. But if you're under the authority and the protection of the Lord, it's not going to happen to you. You get my point? Because we do what we're told to do. We follow the laws. We do what the Lord tells us to. We listen to Commander Juniana. You understand? We take the leaven not only out of our house for these 7 days, but we purge ourselves of any leaven, of any pride, so we don't spoil the entire school. Because brotherhood is what matters. And that is what got the Israelites, us, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, out of Egypt 6,000 years ago. You understand? With that, Amajim, just me up here. La Yashala. Okay, Amajim. Everybody stand. We're putting your down, which means to rise and face the east. Turn and face the east. All right, the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwithka, Sabbath, Watazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'awatazah, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathalanawa, Lacham, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Chabawath Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawak Yanawa, Wala'a, Thabi'a Nawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashaya Nawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wathaparaf, La'awalamyam, Amun. In the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. Hakat, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Babukushah, the Thulanawa, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Kal Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahakwiyam, Hamapium, Hakak, Awakawaf, Hatama'ala, Lagarwashun, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Thawadamun. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Harim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'arataza, Ayathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Ayanawam, Shemarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamninka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakarka, Wayarach, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makarad, Yashamar, Salakia, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazahka, Wabaraka, Ma'atha, Wa'ai, Awalam, Amun. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Salakia. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Alahayim, al the Mayalaka, al Tacharash, wa al Tashakwat, al Kayahana, al Yabika, Yahama Yawan, wa Mashanayaka, Nisha'awa, Ra'ash, al Imaka, Yahawayamwa, Sawad, Wayataya Aitazawa, al Tazat Pawanyaka, Amorwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidam, Magoya, Wala'ah, Yazakar, Shem Yasha'ala, Aiwad, Kaya, Nawa'ai Tazawa, Lab, Yachadwa, Aliyaka, Baryach, Yakawathwa, Ahalia, Adawam, Wayashama'alium, Mawa'aba, Wahagarium, Gabal, Wa'imawan, Wa'imalak, Palashach, Ibishabia, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanyalawat, Salah, Aisha, Lahum, Kamadian, Kasayasara'a, Kayabian, Manachal, Koyashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayanda Ara, Haya, Salaki, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayathamwa, Nadiyatmawa, Ka'ara, Wakazaba, Wakazabach, Wakazalmanai, Kal, Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amorwa, Nayarash, Nayarasha, Lanawa, Af, Na'awaf, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayathamwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Lapanyaracha, Ka'ash, Thaba'ira Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Falahat, Haryam, Khan, Tharadatma, Basa'iraka, Wabasawapapka, Thabahalam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shemka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahalwa, Ayai, Wayahaparwa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shemka, Yahawa, Labadka, Aliwan, Al, Kal, Ha'arataza, Amun. In the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kishon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zed, yea, all their princes, as Zabah, and as Amunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So be it. The blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shah, wa Meyaka'Allah, wa Allahayim, matazab Yah, Alawap Yahana, ha Alawapyim, ha Saranyim, ha Quatazayanyim, ha Kalayalyim, wa Ahwakian, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, the water among in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it. The prayer of the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathens that speak against us, and the prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shed loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations, and the drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Egyptology, Aryan Nation, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you always, so be it. The prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Barak Lanawa, Wayasha'Allah, Wahab, Bayasaparia, Barak, Rapah, Magun, Hagun, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, the water Amun. What we said was, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Sar, which means to turn. Sisters may be seated. Yeshabia, you may be seated. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yah Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah Barakatham, Yad Matah, sisters, Imagine, which means to stand, Sar. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alathan Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Yad Matah, dismiss.